what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. It's time to get ready for a one-make race on Gran Turismo Sports. We still continuing on to be able to race on the Mazda Roadster SND 2015, racing on the Scuba circuit. So this is going to get everything we might be able to go for the next livery for the same car. So looks like just going to be able to go in and use my Toll Drama OC livery Lexia on it on the light blue color. So this is going to get everything will be ready to go to be able to go for the next race for a different livery. So this is going to be quite very good to enjoy it. So before enjoying watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to join anytime you want for the entertainment. So let's go and get ready to race until we get started. So looks like this is going to get everything will be challenging to be able to get ready for another one make race. So hope my OC is doing my best to be able to get everything will be started out for. So 17th place. This is going to be the very hard challenge for me for this part of the race. We might get prepared or probably able to do some more runs to be able to deal with some various top turns that this is going to get everything has to get ready. Now let's just going to go and get ready for a warm-up. So this is going to get everything to be able to get set up to be ready for this. So it is going to be pretty hard to see how fast that this is going to be quite giving the usual skill on the Mazda Roadster is definitely might be needed to be able to stay on track. That this is going to get everything we might keep it going faster as much as we can because it is going to get plenty of oversteered turns that we might be able to go on the wide open. So it is going to be able to take for only one good race that this is going to might need to be able to use the radar in case. So just going to be able to have a one chapter fun. So just going to make sure that this is going to get everything we might be able to have a clean race rivalry, that this is going to get everything we might be able to get set up for. So looks like this is going to get everything we'll be going to start out for 15 laps as the usual. So this is going to be a very tough one make race. Endurance is going to get everything we'll be getting started for. Now let's go and begin for this race, and then this is going to get everything has to be able to drive faster, folks, because they did pretty good on the pro, but we still try to keep up because this is going to get very challenging to be able to get prepared to get started for. Now let's just going to go and get ready to rev up, and then this is going to be giving one chance on the overtake is going to get everything we'll be prepared for. Hope my OC is definitely might be able to do my best because this is going to be the only challenging to be able to toughen up. And here we go. Green light is on the roll, and now let's get ready because this is going to get everything has to be able to do some plenty of overtake as much as I can, but this is going to get everything to be pretty hard turns. It's going to get everything to be pretty oversteer on the open. Now just going to have to keep up the throttle, and then looks like this is going to be quite pretty struggle out there, that this is going to need to be able to take plenty long distance to be able to get shorter up on it. So hope this is going to might need to be able to use it very wisely, but it is going to be quite going quickly as much as possible to be able to go in, but this is going to need to be able to drive faster to be able to keep up. Now looks like this is going to be doing well. Currently on in, pass on in onto 14th place. So this is going to get everything to be able to make it slow, to be nice and easy. Now this is going to be quite very mass lineup out there, folks, because this is going to need to be able to keep up on this one. So just going to be able to take that last turn. It is going to get very hard to get to be able to keep up the throttle. We might be able to save it well gradually, but it is pretty hard to be able to make sure to stay on it. That wheel might loosen up and then let the opponent could probably able to overtake. That could be the easy run that this is going to be able to take the advantage. Is going to get everything quite possibility to be able to go in. Well, looks like this is going to get very messy out there. Just going to be able to avoid collision and penalty. So this is going to get very hard out there. Well, it is definitely might be quite plenty of hard mistakes to see it. So Take a good look, folks. So this is definitely might be able to see by 0.5 seconds on the penalty. But of course that my OCS finally saw that because it is pretty tough out there to be able to be very exercise caution. Now let's just gonna go in, and then this is gonna get everything to be able to take that turn to be able to go on to the straight. This one might be able to drive it up fast and make for the pace. That should do it. So just gonna make sure that this is gonna keep it on going. So this will might be on the way onto 9th place. So this is definitely might be pretty good to be able to keep up on it. So it will might be able to toughen up on it. But good thing Alexia was right. I'm just using her Mazda Roadster for the race. Will might get stronger than ever, but it will always gonna need to toughen up on it. So just gonna keep it up and see it. So there it is, folks. That was a spin out, and then just gonna be very cautious out there because don't want to get everything to be able to do any mistakes happens every time. So this is gonna be quite very faster. Will might take will also to give a good lead of a comeback is gonna be able to give a chance for the driver rating will might be able to increase. So looks like this is definitely might be pretty good. Taking a lot of few moments that this is going to get everything to be able to do some more practice like training because it will might get better to be able to drive faster, to be able to do plenty of overtakes, to be able to get everything will might go in. It's always contingency during this time of the race for the challenge, folks, because it's always going to be able to get ready for ourselves to be able to have a one challenging race to be able to brace ourselves, but it will always going to be able to take that last turn. It's going to go in. Just going to be able to hold on for it, but this will might fall back onto 10th place. Well, it is going to be quite very tougher it gets to be able to keep a good check on the radar. Now, it is going to be pretty hard on the oversteer, so just going to make sure, make the inside on the opening, and then this is going to get everything will get harder out there, but it will might need to be able to have that slipstream that might need it for a little temporarily while on the turns. That should probably do it, so just gonna make sure falling up the apex will might go land in on this one, so this is gonna be able to have that turn to go pretty lightly. Is gonna get everything well efficient, that this is gonna get everything for one sportsmanship increase. Will always gonna keep on track that this is gonna get everything going in. Alright, just gonna go and take that overtake, and then this is gonna get everything going. Hope this is gonna be quite giving the struggle. Is gonna get everything has to be on the full straight until looks like this is gonna get pretty hard out there to be able to be well cautioned. It's gonna take that inside turn. That should do it. So it looks like he's coming back in, folks, because he's going to make it one good outside and make it the inside is going to be giving the technique that he definitely might be doing it. So just going to make sure to be able to keep up on it. So just going to keep on track to see how the other two are definitely might be trying to keep up with the oversteer. So looks like giving the decreased SR is definitely might be getting a little hard to affect on the orange. And oh man. Okay, looks like that was definitely might be pretty hard to see it, so well, that was definitely might be too hard to guess, so it looks like this is definitely might be pushing me back onto 13th place. Well, that's definitely might be a total bummer to see it, so this is definitely might be happen that when drivers are definitely ghosting around when the opponents came by. Well, that might be takes a lot of work, but almost had it by the chance to do it. So it also needs to be able to toughen up on this one, folks, because this is going to be pretty hard out there to be able to drive fast for an N100 category for the Roadster. Is definitely might be able to go in. Well, it is definitely might need to be able to keep up. Now, looks like this is going to be able to have on the 6th lap, so this is going to be able to take 9 more to go. Well, looks like going to be able to catch up because this is going to need to take plenty more turns. Is going to get everything Will might need it for. So looks like brake balance is on the front, so this is going to need to be able to turn the 0 off and then switch it back onto the radar. So this is going to need to be able to take plenty more aggressive turns to be able to make a good speed to be able to go on. Oh boy, looks like this is going to be a pretty messy race out there, folks. If we have to be able to be very careful not to do any more bumps, because this is not a bumper car for this one-make race. This is about one good clean race of runners is definitely might be needed to be able to go in. Now, looks like this is going to need to be able to press on by the chance to be able to go in. Just going to make a full straight forward, and then this one might be able to push back onto 11th place. This is going to get everything to be very challenging, that this is going to get everything to be well risked in a challenging racing situation, folks, but it is going to be the endurance race that we must be able to challenge ourselves to be able to push the boundaries of the limit of this time of the challenge. Is going to get everything will go in. Nope, don't want to get pushed up on it, so gonna need to stay on the tarmac, has to be able to get in. Now, looks like just gonna get everything, has to be simple and clean, and then it's like this is gonna be quite very tougher out there to be very contested, so just gonna be able to find a good turn, so it's gonna get pretty tougher that this is gonna need to be able to stay on it. Try not to do any full contact, that this is gonna get very hard to be able to make sure. Now, looks like this is gonna get everything. Will might take the full push on the straight, so this is gonna need to be able to hold out much longer, folks, because this is gonna need to be able to make sure, because it is gonna get everything for a little decreased effect of the driver rating. It is gonna get very challenging. It's gonna get everything to be handling situation to see it out there. But it will always to be able to keep on track on the fastest lap. We might be able to get through. Now, it is pretty hard to be able to make a one good reason ways to be able to catch up onto the top position. So it is going to be pretty hard out there to be able to drive faster for more, but don't want to get too overwhelmed, because it is going to be quite part of the struggle by having a one-make race. Is going to be taking much more time, so just don't want to get too overwhelmed, because that will might losing up on your own sportsmanship rating and the driver rating as well. But it's always going to need to be able to take a lot of practice during this time of the race. It will might able to work, but it is going to be really tougher it gets, that this is going to need to be able to keep up on it. Now, just going to might need that draft to be able to get back, so it's going to switch it back to one. So this is going to might need to do much better to be able to stay on the usual handling. We might be able to give a one-way ticket. Okay, that's going to be 1 minute and 14 seconds every time in the race, so just going to make sure that this is going to get pretty wide open on the first turn. It is going to be quite very tougher it gets. Now, looks like this is going to get everything has to be doing well, and then just going to be able to see throttle and then re-accelerate again. So this is going to be able to take the hard tricks to be able to perform. And it looks like he passes me, so this is going to be quite getting a lot of more faster drivers very desperately to be able to take a one good chance to see it. But it is going to be quite getting a little bit harder turns, that this is going to get very tougher to be able to go on in to avoid unnecessary roughness. It's going to be quite taking a little bit hard time to see it. But luckily, this one might be able to pushing in onto 15th place. That's going to be a very hard challenging, that this is going to need to be able to catch up, because it's going to get very tougher it gets, folks, because this is going to need to be able to stronger, that this one might be able to keep going on the progress, because time is the essence of this race. Is going to be able to keep trying, because it is going to be able to take a lot of faster precision. It's going to be able to do much well, that this is going to be a very hard one to be able to take that challenge. Now, this is going to be quite going longer it takes to be able to catch up onto the opponent that passes me, so that almost had the moment that this is going to need to be able to do some more speed to be able to make a one good practice, but deal with the turns is going to be the hard option, that this is going to be able to deal with some good direction turns, but it is going to be able to see how fast the driver can go, but don't want to end up on to the bottom position. Now this is going to be able to take that final turn and then going in onto the next lap, so it looks like 5 more to go, so looks like it is definitely might be pretty hard to see the gap distance might be coming decreased very easily. Now it is very hard to get. Now this is going to be able to turn out well, and then he passes me again, so now this is definitely might be able to see how it turns out well for. Well, it is going to be need to take a little bit more time to get in, so don't want to end up by last place. It's a very poor effort to be able to have that decreased driver rating to be able to give a little hard effect. They tried everything because this is going to be able to have the one-make race is going to be able to go stronger as much as possible, but clean turns is definitely important. But it is going to be very challenging that this is going to get everything has to do it work, folks, but it has to be able to do well, but it's too over fast to be able to try to keep up, because it is definitely might be quite very easily to be able to have an expert to be able to have the moment. Now looks like pressing on forward to the 12th lap, so hope this is going to be able to have a race finish until this is going to need to be able to catch up. Now looks like this is going to might need to be able to change up the options, so this is going to need to be able to do much as possible to be able to change up the TCS. Looks like performance skill is very slow. Just going to need to be able to keep it reminding, because try to go faster, but don't let anything happen to be able to have distractions is definitely might be getting a little bit hard to get. Struggle happens all the time, but it is going to be able to take plenty more patience, is going to be able to take that pressure, might keep it well maintained. Now, this is going to be quite very separately on a large group, so going to have to make sure that this is going to be able to have that race over by the moment. So, oh, looks like Mr. Maple Street 79 just got one out and then got that penalty on the bottom wall hit, so that could be the only chance for it. So this is going to be quite doing good to see how this will might turn out well, but it is going to be plenty of skills that this is going to need to be able to stay on track, who might be able to keep it to endure. Now, looks like the top left tires is now going to be a little bit depleted by almost 50% remaining, so going to keep up, and then this is going to get everything has to do some inside turns for this moment, folks. So even now that this is going to be the only moderation, just going to let you guys know in the future for having a good one-make race is going to get everything has to be able to stay clean on this one. But it is a very hard race by using the Mazda Roadster ND model 2015 is going to be the easy-going challenge. We might be able to take that inside turns, is going to get everything, we might be able to work well to be able to make one good racing improvement. It's always going to be able to do the balance, so just going to have to keep in reminding. Now, looks like onto the 14 lap, so this is going to get everything will be nearly there, so one driver in the pits to be able to change up the tires, so this is going to be able to see how this will might give it a little bit of reminder. So, if possible, to be able to take one pit stop to change up the tires, we might be able to have a good as new. Well, can I say that this is going to be quite pretty hard to see that this is going to be able to have that driver for a penalty by 3 seconds. Well, really saw that part that hitting each other doesn't solve that problem, because that might have a racing violation to be able to get that penalty. So just gonna make sure to be able to have a good clean race, but this is not a bumper cars out there, because this is going to be able to have a competition race for only a Mazda Roadster. We might be able to take the challenge. We might be able to do some more laps around the track. Now, looks like going forward onto the 15th and final lap, so looks like this is it. This is going to be able to toughen up on this one, folks, because this is going to be quite very well pressure made to be able to drive faster it gets, because it's going to get very stronger out there to be able to deal with that gap distance. It is going to be quite very challenging on the best, and the poor effort is going to get everything to be well challenging situated to be able to make sure. Now, this is going to be able to take that race position, if possible, to be able to see the results. So, it is going to be quite very challenging for us that we're almost there at the end of the week. It's going to be quite going in to be able to see it. But we did good to be able to do some more practice, but better have to make sure to drive stronger as much as we can, because it's always going to be able to take that challenge. It's going to be able to go on the faster limits. Now, looks like this is going to be able to see the yellow flag called in. Now, this is going to be able to be sure that it's already solved that problem to be able to take that little bit of recovery for us. So, well, finally end up on 13th place, so hope this is definitely might be doing good. So, it's always hard to be able to see how it turns out for taking the recent outcome of a racing event. Is going to be very challenging for us. So, they did pretty well on the top position. Drivers is definitely might be doing easily going well. Well, can I say that just got 4 positions to race up, and then this is going to be able to do perfectly well to be able to drive faster for every time of this Mazda Roadster's challenge. Is going to be very tougher it gets. Well, that was a very good race, so hope my OC did my best I could. So this is going to be quite doing good for having that daily workout complete. But can I say, because taking a good sportsmanship on the S is definitely might be doing good. So many dirty racing skills out there, because it's going to get very risky it gets, that this is going to need to be able to have one good normal race, but it might do perfectly well that this is going to be able to go again for the next round. So just going to be able to make sure that do the best you can for having a good clean race, because it is going to be quite taking a lot of moderation skills of a Mazda Roadster. We're always going to be able to keep it well pressure up to maintain for a good speed. So that was a very good race for my Total Drama OC's library on the Mazda Roadster S. So hope this is definitely might be doing good for the next race for only the same car and a different library. That this is going to be quite very good. Turns out to be quite very impressive to see it. So it might be doing good to be able to have my Total Drama OCs with their libraries. Is definitely might be doing well. So good thing that Lexia really appreciates how I did pretty well for having a good race, and it will always to do for the best moments. We will always do perfectly to be able to keep going for having one excellent race. We'll always to enjoy. Alright folks, glad that you really enjoyed this race. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and bell for notification uploads, and the links on the description down below if you want to see more. I'll be see you guys next time for continuing on the daily race on Gran Turismo Sports, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay cool.